Welcome. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. Roll over, Scooby-Doo, because there's a new kid in town who knows how to get a clue. He is missing his old jellyfishing net, old reliable, and wants your help to find it within the walls of the gigantic Krusty Towers. That would be SpongeBob SquarePants in his very own game of Clue Jr., the case of the missing jellyfishing net. This Hasbro game for 2 to 6 players ages 5 and up was picked up for $3.99 and borrows elements from 2 Season 4 SpongeBob episodes, in case you're a trivia nerd. They would be, of course, the Krusty Towers and the Pink Purloiner. Adult assembly required. Well, this copy was already pre-assembled for us. And a good thing, too. The contents include a Krusty Towers game board, 6 character tokens, and they would be SpongeBob and Patrick, of course, plus Squidward, Mr. Krabs, Sandy, and Plankton, plus 7 blue stands. That's 6 for the characters and 1 for Old Reliable's case, plus 6 item tokens and 6 accompanying yellow stands for those tokens, 1 die, a detective sheet notepad, and a label sheet. So let's go ahead and show you that the components of the game have already been assembled. You see here all the character and item stands and labels have been taken out and pre-assembled for us. And that is oh so convenient. You see them all right here. We have the character stands, we have the item stands, and of course you have the characters and items themselves. The denizens of Bikini Bottom, the principal denizens, all dressed up in their sharpest detective attire, are on the case looking for Old Reliable. And I certainly do know that Mr. Krabs, if we can find him, would charge a pretty penny for his detective skills. Because why wouldn't he be? As you can tell, the detective sheet notepad here has not only been used, but has been so used to the point where a lot of these sheets have actually been torn out. And another one is getting ready to be torn off now. See that? There you go. If I'm not really careful with this, more sheets could be torn out. But none of them have been written on, so there's that. This is Old Reliable's case, which you will set to the side once we pull out the game board. So let's go ahead and do that now. This is the Krusty Towers game board. At the very center of the board, we have the Krusty Towers lobby. Right there. We also have here, going around the game board, the Krusty Krab principal dining room. The kitchen. That is SpongeBob's happy place. Absolutely. Second place, the jellyfish fields. Really. The pool. The janitor closet and bathroom. The master suite. The gallery, the Poseidon suite, and the lounge. So really, a few places that we have heard about before in the Krusty Towers episode, and a few other places we haven't heard about. So now let's go ahead and look at the instruction sheet, the game guide. As usual, we give you 10 seconds to look at the game guide. And because setup is the most important part of the work, because the game can be a little bit tricky to play with different outcomes per each round of gameplay, it's best to look at this carefully. We're going to give you, as always, 10 seconds. Start the clock, please. There you go. 10 seconds. As far as general summation of gameplay goes, well, again, it's a little bit tricky for me because gameplay differs each time you pull this out. But the mystery is this. Someone's taking Old Reliable, SpongeBob's trusted jellyfishing net, which we first heard of in Season 1. So it's up to you to find out 3 things. Who took it, when, and where did they leave it? You best have a look at the setup for the game, because that's awfully important, and after you set it up, the game begins. As far as these bubble spaces go, once you roll a number on a die, which we have for you right here, and you land on a yellow or blue bubble, then you secretly look under that character or item pawn. And just for the record, a blue bubble means you look under a character pawn, and a yellow bubble means that you look under an item pawn. And you do so discreetly. If you land on a clear bubble, well, you do nothing. Your turn is over. Every time you look under a pawn, you're going to check off one of these spaces on your detective sheet. Who, when, and where. At the end of the game, if you're pretty sure about who took Old Reliable, then you would shout out something at random like, I don't know, it was SpongeBob at 5 o'clock under the plunger. If you get it wrong, you turn us over. But if you get it right, you win. It's as simple as that. As far as Old Reliable inside this game board, well, your best bet is, of course, under the yellow pawn stands. Not the blue ones. Those are for the characters. So, those are the X's, meaning that they're not Old Reliable. This is it. We found it. Old Reliable. So once you set this up and you understand gameplay a bit better, it's definitely easier to play. It's a pretty neat game. It's the classic kids mystery game in the Krusty Towers. Someone's taken SpongeBob's jellyfishing net, and now it's up to you to solve the case. Who took it? When? And where is it now? Maybe Patrick took it and left it under the anchor, or even under the underpants. Kids will have a fantastic time bouncing along the bubbles and searching the Krusty Towers for clues. The mystery is different every time, so you can play again and again. And when the mystery is solved, there's no mystery as to why this game is so enjoyable for SpongeBob fans like me and for non-SpongeBob fans who are just looking to play a rousing game of Clue. Much more simplified than the adult versions. And for that, it gets 4.5 out of 5 claps. We all know this goofy goober means serious business when it comes to his all-time favorite sport, jellyfishing. Which is why hopefully we clued you in as to why this game is awesome. Thanks for watching TSR. Now to see another awesome review like this one, click here. If you want to become a Hollywood bargain hunter, click here to subscribe. And I'll catch you on the thrift side.